Army of Thieves. I would have to say that Army of Thieves is as good, if not better, than Army of the Dead, which was the original movie. Army of Thieves is the prequel slash sequel. It's the second movie, but it's showing you what happened and things that led up to the Army of the Dead. This was a good movie. Ludwig Dieter, the thief, the safecracker from part one, the comical guy. It turns out that Ludwig Dieter is not his real name. He drew comic books as a kid, and that was the name of his character. His last name, much like his actual actor's last name, is unpronounceable. So I'm not going to try to say it. I'll put it across the screen, man. You give it a shot. Tell me if you can pronounce it. I could not. Now without twisting my tongue all in a knot. That sucks. This movie was really, really good. Also starring Natalia Emmanuel from Game of Thrones and now from Fast and the Furious. She's good in this. The entire cast is really good in this. So what happens is Ludwig, the safecracker, has a YouTube channel. And on his YouTube channel, he's spotted by people who need him to crack a safe. They believe he may have the actual skills he professes to have on his show. So they get him, they bring him, they test him, and they decide to keep him. So now he's a part of an international jewelry thief gang, I guess is what they are. And they've got a safecracker now. They've got the person that plans and executes the thievery. They've got a quote-unquote superhero, an action hero. They've got a computer tech, because in all of the movies where they do this kind of stuff, you gotta have a computer tech so that you can take the video, rewind it back about 5 minutes, and then play it again so that the people in the office are looking at that. You know, I don't know how they're always doing, how they're always getting in these people's systems, but they do it. And then they've got a fast car getaway guy who is equally hilarious. This movie was good. It wasn't just an action flick or a horror flick. It was a comedy action horror flick. Not really even horror, I mean, because they only showed a real little bit of the zombies. This is the beginning of the zombie apocalypse. They're aware of it, but they're in Munich. They start off in Munich. It's happening over in America, so they don't care, you know. And we know how that is when you ignore plagues from other countries. I mean, they don't come to your country, right? So they have to rob 3 vaults. The vault he robs in Army of the Dead, the original one, is part of a series made by the same guy that made that vault. He's got a series of supposedly uncrackable saves, but Ludwig Dieter can do it. He's really funny in this thing. There's a part in the movie where he gets surprised. One of his little things is he gets surprised by stuff, and not only does he gulp, but he actually says the word gulp, and that's kind of crazy, but it's funny. There's a scene where he's going into his apartment, and you know how in the movies you go into your apartment or your house and there's somebody sitting in the dark and you turn and you're like, oh, gasp, and you see them, right? Well, it's a kind of a comedy. So the people are sitting in his apartment and he walks in and walks right past them because he's not paying attention to them. And they look at each other and they're like, should we say something? And the other one's like, I think it's too much time has passed, man. Maybe we should leave and then just knock on his door. And they're debating what they should do because he walked right past them. I mean, if you're the bad guy or a guy and you're sitting in the room waiting to jump out on the guy and the guy doesn't see you and walks past you, what do? Do you follow him into the other room and say, I was sitting out there waiting on you, man? Or, I mean, what do? That kind of kills the suspense when they're not spooked. That's like jumping out of a closet and the person reaches past you and grabs a broom and walks away. it killed it. But it was hilarious. The whole movie is really well done. It's a very funny movie. It is an incredible successor to the original movie. It's a prequel, and to be honest, the first one had a lot of questions, so I wanted more. They've given me more, and it's in a great way, but they haven't answered the questions I had in the first one. Were those all zombies? Some of them were robots, right? Because the blood was blue for some reason. And how does a zombie, which is dead, produce life from another zombie, which is dead, and produce a dead-ish child? That was crazy. How's that happen? Was that just a mess up in the writing, or is there something else going on? They talked about spaceships, and at the beginning of the movie, you see 2 spaceships fly away from the camp. Aliens? Alien robot zombies? I don't know, they never answered it. In this movie, I was expecting there to be, a segue into what happened. Nope. But it was good. It was still good, but I still have answers. I think they did this on purpose so that everybody would be yearning for another movie. And I am. I want another one. They need another one. They need at least one more. To be honest, they might be able to run like a 6-part, 8-part series with this, because there's so much lore that they've built up in that small time. Just 2 movies. There's so many unanswered questions that you want to know. So they could tie these things up in 6 or 8 separate little shots, little 1-hour shots. They could do that. They've got something here. I wonder what they'll do with it. I think it was good. In fact, I think it was so good that I would give Army of Thieves 8 bags of popcorn. 8 bags of popcorn, man. Because that's what I think about that. More importantly, what do you think about that? Have you seen the movie? Let's talk about it in the comments. And as always, now that you've seen the video, if you like the content, please subscribe. And then like.
Popcorn passport. Get your popcorn passport.